Hello, everyone. Welcome to uh, the fifth, or to some it's the sixth. Let's just call it the sixth video of the teaching priest series. There's a funny word in my Bible. It's called simpletons. So let's call today's topic simpletons. Simpletons. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. He says, "You simpletons," she cries. This is wisdom of God. To some who didn't know, God God is both male and female. Maybe you didn't know. We are not talking about parts here, but in terms of character, he's both a mother and a father to us. Simpletons. It's an interesting topic. Don't be a simpleton. Don't be a simpleton. It's friendly advice. Don't be a simpleton. NLT, New Living Translation, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. It says, "You simpletons," she cries. "How long will you go on simple-minded? How long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools fight facts?" These are simpletons. Simpletons. They are people who are simple-minded. They are people who like to mock things. There are some who are laughing while watching this video. Not watching because it's funny, but laughing because these things don't make sense to them, because they are simple-minded. Simpletons. Empty-headed. Simpletons. They are dunderheads. They don't understand. Don't be a simpleton. Don't be a dunderhead. Don't be hard-headed. You mock things of God. You mock the truth. You don't even understand it. How long will you fools fight facts? They fight facts. They cannot see what is there. They cannot understand. They are dumb. A funny word. They are cockeye in the head. So don't be a simpleton. Verse 23. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 23. "Come here and listen to me. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out the spirit of wisdom upon you and make you wise." So this is God who is saying, who is calling simpletons to himself. He say, come here and listen to me. I will pour out the spirit of wisdom upon you and make you wise. So if you want to graduate from being a simpleton to a wise person, come to God. Listen to him. Come to him. Listen to him. Then he will give you a spirit of wisdom. And wisdom is only given to those who listen, who are willing to listen. So if you don't listen, you will not be wise. Verse 22, the same chapter, chapter 1, Proverbs, NLT, New Living Translation. It says, I called you so often, but you didn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention." These are simple. He is talking to simpletons. He called them again and again and again, but they didn't listen. They just don't want to come and listen to the word of God. They think of themselves is wise. They are wise in their own eyes, but they are dumb, simple-minded, simpletons. It's a funny word, but it's so funny. Simpletons. Don't be a simpleton. Don't be a simpleton. You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. These are simpletons. They reject the advice of God. This is verse 25 of Proverbs chapter 1, verse 25, NLT translation. It says, "You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. Therefore you are a simpleton. Don't be a simpleton. Don't ignore God's advice and reject his correction when it is offered to you. There is a difference between you messing up, not knowing what you were supposed to do, and you messing up because you rejected the advice that was offered to you. You didn't listen to the correction that you were given. So you might be in the same situation with someone who didn't know or who did bad things because they were ignorant. So God treats, these are people in different categories. A person who messed up knowing, and a person who messed up because they didn't know better. There are two categories here. One chose to ignore God, and one didn't know. So you are in different categories. You get different responses. Verse 31 of the same chapter, he says, that is why they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way. They must experience the full terror of the path that they have chosen. So you might be suffering because you chose a bad path. You chose a bad path. Switch and come to the good path. So verse 32, the same chapter, it says, for they are simpletons who turn away from me to death. So whenever you turn away from wisdom, whenever you turn away from godly advice, from correction, you are turning to death. You are turning to death. You are choosing death for yourself. They are fools, and their own complacency will destroy them. Don't be a fool, and don't let your own complacency destroy you. Don't be foolish. I like the conclusion of this chapter. It says, but all who listen to me will live in peace and safety, unafraid. All who listens to me, all who listens to God, all who listens to his word, all who listens to correction and advice will live in peace and safety, unafraid. So we have been talking about how to live in peace. And this is what God is saying. But all who listen to me will live in peace and safety, unafraid. So if you want to live in peace and safety, unafraid, listen to God. Shalom.